So you're probably wondering, is the NZXT Streaming PC still worth it in 2021? Well, let me tell you what I think. So starting off, NZXT is an American computer hardware manufacturer based in Los Angeles, California. The company makes computer cases, components, and accessories all for the PC gaming market. And I just want to start off by saying I'm not sponsored by NZXT. So when you go into the NZXT website, you're basically greeted with these two options right here. You either start your build or you can buy a pre-build. They have many pre-builds like the Starter Plus, and the Pro. But today we're going to be talking about the streaming PC. So I bought this PC back in June of 2020, and around that time the price tag was $1,500, which ended up to be $1,600 with shipping and taxes. So I'm going to take a step back and talk about my experience with NZXT. I ordered my PC at the height of the coronavirus, and I really expected it to take forever to get to me, considering it's in Los Angeles and I live across the country on the opposite side. And it actually got to me in exactly 10 days, which is what it says right here. And that was at the height of the coronavirus. So the shipping is great. Nothing came broken. Everything came perfectly packaged. Especially with pre-builds, you want to be careful because everything is already plugged in and installed. So what they do is they put in like this thing in the inside that kind of inflates and gets kind of hard and keeps everything super still and rigid, so nothing will happen to it. The packaging was great. I'll probably put in some clips of the packaging, and I basically had no actual hardware problems with it. I have some like little things I can complain about, but nothing actually bad. So the few things I can complain about was the flashing power button. Now they might have fixed this by now, which I really hope they have, but it's really a minor thing. The power button flashes a little white light, which can be annoying at night, I guess, but other than that, it's really not a problem. Another problem I had is maybe some of the settings that came with the PC already. So like the CPU fan was really loud. Some of the programs to control the RGB wasn't installed. I had to install myself, but that's really about it. So I really have no complaints about NZXT or my experience with NZXT. I think it's a really good option if you want to get a pre-build and don't want to build one yourself, or if you're intimidated by building a PC. It's a really good option to just buy a pre-build. Most people will tell you to stay away from pre-builds because they cheap out. Companies cheap out on parts, or they're just poorly built and you can't like trust the quality of the build. But NZXT, you can really trust the quality of the build. They don't cheap out on any of the parts. You can pick out pretty much any part you want in there and they don't cheap out on it. Very different to Walmart PCs and Best Buy PCs. They will put in the cheapest parts they can. With NZXT, you're paying MSRP for the parts. You're only paying $100 for them to build it. A great thing with NZXT is also the ease of upgrading and the ease of it's very user friendly, I guess you could say. So I've already made some upgrades to my PC, added more RAM, RGB fans, stuff like that, and it was super easy, super simple. The cable management was awesome. Overall, it was just easy to open it up and get in there, change some things. I actually really like the sleek design of the NZXT PCs. Actually, one of the things that drew me into them is just the design. It's very, I guess you could say, minimalist, just very basic, and they have so much room on the inside to upgrade. So let's actually look at what comes with this PC and compare it to what I got or what it used to come with. What I got is a AMD Ryzen 7 3700X, 8 cores, 16 thread, 3.6 gigahertz. And with the Ryzen 5, you get 6 cores, a max boost of 4.6, 12 threads, and a base clock of 3.7 gigahertz. But again, at the end, we're gonna go see a comparison, a side-by-side comparison with my PC, which is the old NZXT, and now the new NZXT. Mine came with the GeForce RTX 2070 Super, and this one now comes with the GeForce RTX 3070. Here's a graph comparison from NVIDIA between the 3070 and the 2070. Claims to have much more performance. So this is definitely a big upgrade from the 2070 over to the new line of 3070. Now, another thing that changed is the motherboard. So originally it came with the B450 Tomahawk Max, and now it comes with the B450 Aorus Pro. Some of the differences between the B450 Tomahawk and the B450 Aorus Pro is that the B450 Aorus arguably has some of the worst VRM cooling on the B450 motherboard lineup, where the B450 Tomahawk has some of the best VRM cooling. But the Aorus board has 2 M.2 slots, whereas the Tomahawk only has 1. The Tomahawk has 6 fan headers, 1 for CPU and 1 for pump fans, where the Aorus has 4 fan headers, 1 for CPU and 1 for pump fans. This may not matter much if you use fan splitters for a fan hub though. Another difference is the cooling. The old cooling was the stock AMD Wraith Prism that came with the Ryzen 7, and now it comes with NZXT's Kraken M22, which then gives you another cool little RGB thing. So it's a different PC now. They got a better graphics card. It looks like they've changed some things up. They made a better they put in a better cooler. They changed some things up. I know at first some people complained that their PC, the original streaming PC, was running a little bit hot with the stock cooler, but I mean that cooler literally comes with that CPU, so those were the temperatures that it was meant to run at, but they were complaining that they were high. But as you can see in my videos, I tested all the temperatures and they seem fine. I even added fans and now it's even lower, so you don't have to worry about that. If you got the older streaming PC, you still got an amazing PC. It's still comparable, very much competitive to this PC. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to show the rest of the comparison and stop talking. And if you guys want to see some benchmarks on certain games or certain comparisons, let me know. I'll make some videos about that. Or if you guys want to see a different review on a different NZXT PC or pretty much anything really, whatever you guys want to see, just let me know. But yeah, now to the side-by-side comparison.